Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It's Thursday afternoon and it's like an 80-degree day, and as you can see I'm giving you a little bit different scenery. I'm in the backyard vlogging, bird feeders back here somewhere. You'll probably be able to hear blue jays and birds flying around squawking. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I really appreciate all of you. So before I move on with this video, remember to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Like this video, share it, because all of that helps my videos stay higher in the searches. So yeah, I don't know too much about all that algorithm and stuff, but I know the more likes and comments and stuff like that, it helps the videos stay on top. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So thank you so much. I know I never say that stuff. I guess I usually just get right into the video. But yeah, so it's Thursday already, and so what's been going on? I did go to a weekly food pantry today, so I'll have that food pantry haul for you today. I'm going to show you the garden. I've been picking tomatoes almost every day. They're not always already ripe, but I've got some in the house that we're going to use for our tacos tonight. So yeah, and I've got sunflowers. I've got two sunflowers, one big one and one small one, so I'll show you that. And the jalapeno plant, if you recall, I replanted it, and guess what, it came back to life. There's green leaves, it's growing, and I'm not sure if it's going to flourish any more jalapenos this season, but we're hoping for some more jalapenos. We've got more cucumbers growing, so everything is going well with this garden this year. So yeah, to talk about a few things in the garden, I'll show you the garden after I'm done here, but I'm hoping this video, the sound of this video comes out okay, because it's windy. I don't think we have a day where it's not windy here. And I do have my wind guard on the phone, on the camera, so I'm hoping it does a good job of blocking the wind. So if not, I guess I'll have to redo this vlog. So yeah, let's talk about some stuff, some of the things that happened with the kiddie pool garden this year, and some of the things I did wrong, or just like some of the mistakes I learned from. So some of the mistakes I made this year was the kiddie pool garden. It was the smallest one, and I overcrowded it. So one, don't overcrowd for beginners. Now this is all for beginners, because for a lot of you, you've been gardening for years, but some of us have just started, and I guess you can say gardening for dummies. So don't overcrowd your kiddie pool garden or your garden itself. So I'm going to speak of the kiddie pool garden because that's what I did. Now, in one kiddie pool, I put 2 tomato plants, the Sweet 100s, and a cucumber plant and a jalapeno plant. So the simplest way to say it is just don't overcrowd it. Think of it like a wild animal that people want to keep for pets. When they're small, they're all cute and everything, but guess what? They grow big, and that's what happens in the garden. The plants grow big and they overcrowd themselves. So that's why I had to replant the jalapeno plant, is because it was being suffocated by the 2 tomato plants and the cucumber plant. So one, don't overcrowd your garden, whether it's a kiddie pool or a regular garden. Whatever you're doing, don't overcrowd one area. So that's one thing I learned that I'll definitely do different next year. 2, don't mix jalapenos and tomatoes. I've learned that they don't get along. So yeah, jalapenos and tomatoes, do not get along, so don't mix them. 3, the tomatoes, the sweet 100s, and the cucumber plants should be planted vertically if you really want them to grow well. So yes, they're growing. I'm getting cucumbers, I'm getting cherry tomatoes, but I've been watching a lot of videos on gardening, and most of the sweet 100s are grown vertically. So get some trestles or whatever, do it on a budget or whatever, the best you can, but grow them vertically, and that's what I'll be doing next year. Same with the cucumbers. Some of my cucumbers are deformed, like they came out pear-shaped, rounded, because they have no good place to grow, from what I understand in videos. It's how you grow them. So next year I'll do it vertically, and they should come out looking like regular cucumbers. I did get a cucumber, 2 cucumbers so far that look regular, but no matter the shape they came in, they tasted really good. They came out really good in taste-wise. Another mistake I made was waiting. It wasn't real. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but something I would want to do different is plant earlier next year. I didn't plant anything into the ground or into the kiddie pool until June. So next year I would want to start sowing the seeds in the house. Just finding a place where the sun comes through and start sowing your seeds in the house before you come out. Here in Wisconsin, winters are long, and sometimes it stays cold through April and May and doesn't start warming up till June. So yeah, our last frost, depending on what kind of winter we have, could be in April or May. So yeah, so those are some of the mistakes I made. Something else with the sunflowers, they're growing, but I put the seeds too close together, and they're kind of like growing too close to each other, where one is like almost tipping over. So yeah, just spread the seeds out more. So those are some of the things I learned from this year's very first kiddie pool garden. The sunflowers, I just dug a little space in the dirt and threw the seeds in there, and they're growing well. So yeah, I have some thoughts on what I want to do for next year's garden. But I kind of like to put my thoughts down on paper before I just start rambling those thoughts off. But yeah, I just wanted to go over some of those mistakes or things I learned from this year's, what I called experimental garden this year. So I'm not ashamed of it. I think I did well for what I did have, and the zinnias are flourishing. And they still have flowers coming out. They're just going all over the place. Actually, in the last couple of days, we've had hummingbirds feeding off the zinnias. Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. And of course, every time we saw it, I didn't have my camera. So, yeah. So I'm gonna try to capture that hummingbird on the camera. And at the same time, there was a hummingbird. There was monarchs. There was a monarch on the zinnias as well, and that's why I got zinnias, is I know butterflies like them. But yeah, I'm very happy with the garden itself. The kiddie pool garden made me very happy. Would I use the kiddie pool for veggies next year? Maybe not. I would use them for flowers, and I would put zinnias all in one. But I may not. I'll do something different probably with veggies. Grow them a little different. So I have over the winter to figure it out, and maybe buy supplies a little bit at a time. I know I talked about doing a raised bed garden, but that would mean you'd have to have dirt to put in it, and that costs money. The wood costs a lot of money. So I may think about tilling some area around here. So yeah. But I just wanted to go over some of the things I learned from this year's gardening. We're still obviously getting a lot of tomatoes and some cucumbers, and I'm very happy with it. But I did learn a lot from what I did do this year and what I should do different next year. So yeah, it's a learning curve, learning experiment. So yeah. So for those of you that are new to gardening, maybe you can learn from my mistakes this year and do it a little different. So hopefully that helps somebody. But so next thing to talk about is my foot. So I had a little setback in the last video. I believe I said crows. Yeah, I'm gonna be distracted by birds. I hear them everywhere. So in the last video I said my foot was feeling better, I think. Well, that video was recorded early in the week, and today is Thursday and we have not walked all week because of my foot. So my foot got worse. I could barely bend it or move it around. It's starting to get smaller now, but it swelled up, and yeah, it was just painful. So I couldn't walk on it, and it was really disappointing to me, because we got in a routine. We're getting up early, taking a walk, getting Gypsy her walk in, but I was getting my exercise, and that made me happy because I felt better. And we haven't walked all week now, and I'm really disappointed. So yeah, it's still to the point where I can't totally move my foot around a whole lot. The swelling is going down a little bit, so I'm hoping it gets better, but the pain actually, or the stress of the foot, started going up my leg, and yeah, it's been rough, but it is what it is, I guess. I'm just trying to stay off it as much as I can. I'm sitting in a chair right now in the backyard, trying to give you a little different, nicer scenery than just vlogging in the house or the kitchen or whatever. But what I want to do with my foot is let it rest. I've been letting it rest, but I still have to do stuff. You know, I can't just lay down or sit down, elevate my foot, and be done with it. You know, things still have to get done around the house. We still need to eat, so I still need to cook. So I do a little stuff, and then I rest it for a little while. So I kind of go back and forth. I'm hoping it starts to feel better, because I do want to start trying to walk again. I just won't do the 2-mile haul right off the bat. Maybe just do a little bit at a time, but I'm really disappointed that we didn't get to go for walks this week. I still got up early because the fur babies have me on a schedule now, but that's okay. I like that I'm up early and doing things in the morning before I come outside. So yeah, that's the update on my foot. Right now it's a little sore. Oh, that was the other thing. When I tried to move my foot around, I could literally feel something pulling inside, almost like rubber band stretching, and I could just feel that in my ankle, the front of my leg, where my ankle would be. I could feel that just stretching in there. So I still do feel it. I'm moving around right now and I still do feel it. So hope it's nothing so bad that I can't do walks. And no, I'm not going to the doctor. The only time I ever go to the doctor is if I feel like I'm on my deathbed. If I feel like I'm literally in trouble, then I'll go to the hospital. But other than that, no, I will not go to the doctor. So I can pay them so much money and then have them tell me to rest and stay off of it, blah, blah, blah. Not doing it. I've never been one to go to the doctor just for anything. So I'll self-heal. So yeah, that's just the way I am. That's the way I've always been. So yeah, that's that. So that's the update on my foot. We have not walked all week. Gypsy, I know somebody had commented about letting her run around in the backyard. We have been doing that. Even before that comment came to be, we do let her run around in the backyard. We have a longer leash because we're not going to leave her free. We have an unfenced yard. At some point we do want to take her to one of those fenced in dog parks so she can just run. But we do bring her back here, and the first day we brought her back here she was just going nuts, so she did, you know, burn a lot of energy that way. So yeah, we bring, what we're discovering though is Gypsy does not like heat. She does not like to be outside in the heat. She's a mama's girl, because mama doesn't either. So yeah, we bring her out for a bit and let her burn off some energy, and then we see how she's doing, and we pretty much recognize to this point when she wants to go in, because she doesn't act the same. The other morning it was hot out. She was laying out here and she just wasn't acting the same. She seemed distressed, and I took her inside, and as soon as she got inside she was normal, because I had the AC on and it was cool in there. She got in, it was cool, and she was back to normal. So she does not like the heat whatsoever. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. We're having tacos tonight. It's Thursday. I know it's not Taco Tuesday, but we haven't had our Taco Tuesday this week. And Glenn pointed that out, because I was going to make a pot roast in the oven, and we're all for pot roast, but he did mention we haven't had our Taco Tuesday. And so we're going to have tacos tonight. And then I'll probably just make a pot roast tomorrow. Can't believe it's Friday again tomorrow. Where in the heck is this time going? I can't believe it. So, other things. I have now opened my store. I know I briefly mentioned that in a previous video where I did the stickers, but my store is now open. I'm continuing to put products in there. Not all of my stuff is in there yet, so I'll leave the link to my store in the description below, so if you'd like to check it out, no obligation. But yeah, that's like I've always said, even when I was with Etsy, that's a great way to support the channel, to purchase something. So yeah, the store is open, and I'm going to be posting a different email. I'm using the 7 Feathers 1965 right now, which is in the description. I'm going to be changing that to livefortoday65@gmail.com, and I'll put that link in the description below. That's going to be more for business purposes. So yeah, I set up that email just strictly for business. So I'll be changing the email I have in the description, so there will be a link to that, and the Patreon link will also be there. So I'll have 3 links down there. So yeah, just trying to think of different things to work on and things like that. So I'm probably missing some things to talk about, but I won't make this a big long blog. Probably talked enough already. So let's take a look at the garden and see what we got going on there.